The next speaker is Ms. Yuriko Nagaishi. Ms. Nagaishi's presentation is entitled Living with Dementia. Ms. Nagaishi, please come to the front.
What do you do when you realize your umbrella is missing? If that happens to me, I would think back where I've been, like, did I leave it in the train this morning or at school? Or I possibly left it at the bookstore after school. And then I recall where it is. I think many of you do the same thing as I do. But can you imagine what it's like not to be able to think and remember? Well, this is actually what happens to people who suffer from a brain disease called dementia. Our brain carries out a role as a command center to control us to do our every action, from simple ones such as breathing and sleeping, up to advanced ones such as learning, exercising, and creating. Dementia is a state of a dysfunctional command center caused by a decreasing number of brain cells. It is said that elderly people are more likely to get dementia. Some of you might say, this is not my business. However, since 1 of 4 people has the possibility of catching dementia in Japan, suddenly you might change your mind. This is a ranking of each country's average lifespan. As you can see, Japan has recorded the highest average lifespan in the world for 3 years. It shows us our medical care is well developed. But are we really making a society where elderly people can live happily? Until 5 years ago, my grandfather had a good memory. For example, he could remember all our birthdays. Every time we go to his house, he would say to me, think of what you want for your next birthday. Even though he was such a quiet and serious man, he was excited to go shopping with me for my birthday present. He also liked walking and used to walk more than 10 kilometers at a time. However, in 2012, he started to suffer from dementia, and his life changed. There were times he felt while taking his usual walks and had to be taken to a hospital in an ambulance. He would also get lost when he went out, so my grandmother and aunt had to pick him up from a police station. When they could not take care of him anymore, they had to take him to live in a nursing home for the elderly. After my grandfather got into the facility, he seemed to get weaker mentally and physically, perhaps because his environment has changed. He is not allowed to go outside for walks, so his strong legs have become skinny. In fact, he now needs a wheelchair to get around. When we visit him, he still tries to go home with us. It also appears he's losing the ability to think and do the simple things on his own. What is most worrisome is that he does not express any desire to live longer. I now wonder if we had helped him in a good way. In the Netherlands, there is a modern nursing home for those who suffer from dementia called Hogway. Aside from housing, they also have commercial facilities such as a cafe, restaurant, supermarket, hair salon, and even a theater. The residents there can enjoy these facilities as they used to before they were in the facility. It is almost like living a normal life, except that the staff is available to provide 24-hour care. Residents eat better, look happier, and have even required less medication. As a result, they live longer than those who suffer than those in standard elderly care facilities. The founders of Hogway, who used to work at the traditional nursing home, did a lot of research to find the best approach to take care of the elderly. They concluded that the best way is to provide them with an environment that is close to as normal as possible, instead of just keeping them from getting into any trouble. I found this approach attractive because it makes a lot of sense. I also realized that most nursing homes provide passive care for their residents. I wish Japan could have facilities like this, but unfortunately, it might cost a lot and take time. So, what is the easy way for us to take action for the people with dementia? By the way, do you know what this food is? Yes, this is curry, a famous Indian cuisine. In fact, curry is a really good cure for dementia because of the spices that are in the curry. The turmeric especially works to stop the mechanism that leads to dementia. A proof of this is a village called Balagagad in India, where the rate of dementia is extremely low. It is derived from a culture of daily consumption of curry, which uses the turmeric and various spices, and at the same time, they are privileged to live in an idyllic rural area where they nurture stress-free human relationships. Other foods that can help are fish, soybeans, olives, coconut oil, cacao, and grapes. You see, by being aware and monitoring our diets, we can reduce the possibility of dementia. By learning the medical system and health states in other countries, I got various ideas on how we have to face common sicknesses such as dementia. With the globalization on the rise, it is necessary for us to think of a remedy, what we get from the world, and apply it. We, as Japanese, living in the highest average lifespan country, need to provide high-quality care for our senior citizens in their twilight years, and I hope to decrease the number of those who suffer from dementia. To make that ideal society, we have to take very good care of them so that they can spend the rest of their lives happily. They deserve it, and we owe it to them. Thank you for listening.